Chosen one, I am moving you away from your former position at this very moment, because the gift prepared for you is waiting in a new place of life, where everything I have planted within you can finally grow to its fullest potential. Listen with all the stillness you can gather, because these words have not come without purpose, nor have they reached you merely to create a fleeting moment of emotion. Before fading away, they have found you because, for a long time now, you have no longer felt that you belong where you are. You still walk the familiar roads, carry out your daily responsibilities, and encounter faces that were once very close to you, yet deep within, you know that a chapter has already ended. A persistent stirring keeps lifting you from within, making it impossible for you to remain settled in what was once considered enough. You tried to ignore that feeling and told yourself that you were merely tired or thinking too much. Yet the stirring continued to return, gentle but unwavering. That is because I am causing the ground beneath your feet to move. Not so that you will fall, but so that you will stop taking root in a place that no longer aligns with the journey ahead. I know this transition may leave you feeling uncertain. When familiar things begin to feel heavy, it is easy to believe that you have lost your direction. When a door that once stood wide open suddenly becomes difficult to pass through, you may wonder what you did wrong. When someone who once understood you no longer seems to resonate with you, you may look inward and search for flaws within yourself. But, my beloved child, not every distance is a punishment, and not every ending is a failure. Some relationships complete their purpose and gradually step aside, so that you have enough room to receive people who are more suitable for the person you are becoming. Some places sheltered you for one season, but were never meant to become your home for a lifetime. Some doors were necessary for your learning, but if you remain standing there forever, familiarity itself will become a limitation. Therefore, what is happening is not rejection. It is a transition. I am taking you out of the position that once held you back and placing you where your abilities, creativity, and compassion can be properly nurtured. You have remained too long on ground that continually takes from you but never replenishes you. You have given your strength, time, and sincerity to circumstances incapable of returning new life to you. I saw every time you tried to make a place better, even though that place repeatedly caused you to diminish yourself. I watched you adjust your dreams so that others would not feel uncomfortable. Hide your gifts so that you would not be regarded as different, and remain silent in the face of injustice because you feared losing your sense of belonging. But what I placed within you was not created to wither in confinement. That gift requires a space where you do not have to ask permission to shine, apologize for growing, or repeatedly prove that you deserve respect. That is why the discomfort you have felt recently is not evidence that something is wrong with you. It is my hand gently pushing you away from the old shore so that you will have the courage to enter the current leading toward new land. The new home of which I speak may be an actual place to live, a new job, a new community, or an entirely different way of being. Do not limit these words to the image of four walls, because a true home is a place where you can breathe without constantly guarding yourself, rest without feeling indebted, and grow without being pulled backward by suspicious eyes. Perhaps I am preparing a new place for you where the morning light enters the room like a greeting, welcoming you into a different beginning. Or perhaps I am leading you into a healthier relationship a workplace that recognizes your worth, or a circle of people who are not threatened by your progress. Whatever form it takes, the gift waiting for you is not merely material. It is the experience of standing in the right place, doing what is right for you, and no longer having to fight every day to protect your right to be yourself. However, to enter that new place of life, you must learn to release what has completed its purpose. You cannot continue gripping the old door while expecting your hands to remain free enough to receive the new key. I am not asking you to leave in anger, nor do I want you to deny everything that was once beautiful. Be grateful for the lessons, appreciate those who walked beside you, and understand that a journey can still be precious, even when it is not meant to last forever. Leave in peace, without carrying a desire for revenge or a need to prove yourself. When you leave the old with maturity, you have not failed. You have simply completed a season. What truly belongs to you will never require you to sacrifice your dignity in order to keep it, and the place prepared for you will never demand that you become a smaller version of yourself before you are accepted. Perhaps during this time, you have tried to find answers by asking too many people. One person tells you to remain, another insists that you must leave, while fear continually constructs dark possibilities in your mind. I want you to slow down. Do not make a decision merely because you feel restless, but do not use caution as an excuse to delay indefinitely. Observe the practical signs. Does your present environment still help you grow, or does it only leave you exhausted? Do the relationships around you still contain mutual respect, or are you always the only one expected to sacrifice? Does what you are doing align with your deepest values, or does it merely help you survive another day? Divine guidance does not remove your responsibility to think carefully. On the contrary, it makes your judgment clearer. I will not lead you through confusion, but sometimes clarity appears. Only after you become honest enough to admit that your former environment can no longer support the new level you have reached. Remember that moving forward is not the same as running away. If you carry every old habit, old fear, and old pattern of diminishing yourself, you may enter a new house while continuing to live as though imprisoned in the previous room. Therefore, I am not only changing where you stand, I am changing the way you see yourself. I am teaching you to establish boundaries without guilt, express your needs without shame, and receive something good without constantly waiting for the day it will be taken away. You must understand that you are not a temporary guest within your blessing. When something good arrives, you do not need to destroy it, merely because you have become accustomed to loss. When a sincere person appears, you do not need to test them through the wounds of your past. When an opportunity opens, you do not need to disqualify yourself before others have the chance to recognize your potential. New land requires a new way of living, and I am preparing you to become someone strong enough to remain within what you once prayed to receive. If these words cause your heart to stir, you may gently say, Amen, as an expression of agreement with this journey of renewal, but do not regard a comment or outward action as the thing that determines your future. What I seek is a genuine response expressed through the way you live. Let your agreement be demonstrated by no longer returning to places that continually drain you, by preparing seriously for the next step, and by courageously choosing what is healthy, even when it initially feels unfamiliar. Openness is not measured by grand words, but by your willingness to release what no longer belongs to you so that space can be made for what is coming. Do not believe that you must give money or perform a particular action in exchange for heaven's guidance. When you support something good, do so from gratitude and free choice, not from fear that your blessing will be withheld if you do not give. Divine love cannot be purchased through a contribution, and the door prepared for you is not locked according to your financial capacity. Sincere giving always carries value, but it must arise from peace, discernment, and freedom from coercion. I want you to be free. I do not want your hope to become something others can exploit. Support what strengthens you in a manner appropriate to your means, but always remember that the greatest gift you can offer is a transformed life that knows how to love without losing itself. Now prepare for the transition through practical steps. Bring order to what has become disorganized. Fulfill the responsibilities that must be completed, and stop postponing the conversation you know you need to have. Consider what should go with you and what should be left behind. Do not despise small steps, because a significant transition often begins when you clear out a drawer, submit an application, learn a skill, or speak a necessary refusal at the right moment. Every clear action becomes another stone laid upon the road leading you toward the new place. When you prepare intentionally, you are declaring that you believe the future is worth moving toward. I am moving you, not because you failed in the former place, but because you have outgrown the shape that once contained you. I am leading you onward, not so that you will lose everything, but so that what is genuine can travel with you, while what is false falls away behind you. Do not fear the empty space between leaving the old place and reaching the new one. That space is not abandonment. It is the corridor of transition. Walk slowly, but do not turn back merely because familiarity calls your name. Your gift is waiting in the place where it can be nurtured, and your new home is waiting for the more courageous, discerning, and peaceful version of you to enter. I am with you through every step of this transition, protecting you from the wrong roads and leading you toward the right position, where what has been placed within you will no longer be forced to shrink, but will rise, blossom, and become a source of light for your own life and for those who are brought beside you. My child, you have been held back for far too long by fear, unfair judgments, and people who never fully recognized the goodness present within you. They caused you to doubt yourself and planted the belief that you were not capable enough, not strong enough, and not worthy of reaching the place you had always hoped to enter. Some words remained in your mind far longer than the people who spoke them. Certain cold expressions caused you to reduce the size of your dreams, while rejection made you wonder whether you had overestimated yourself. But today, I want you to look directly at the truth without continuing to bow your head. Those limiting words never defined you. They only reflected the restricted vision of people who could not recognize what I had quietly placed within you. They looked at one difficult chapter and assumed it was the entire story. They saw your exhaustion and concluded that you were weak. They watched you move slowly and believed you would never arrive. But they were wrong, because your true strength is not found in never falling. It is found in your ability to rise with deeper understanding after every time life tests you. I watched you continue moving forward when no one applauded. I saw you struggle to appear normal. During days when storms raged within you, you had to gather up the confidence that careless words had shattered, and you quietly repaired your hope after plans failed to unfold as expected. Even so, the fire within you never went out. At times, it was reduced to a tiny spark, hidden beneath weariness and disappointment, but it remained. That small light caused you to wake up for another morning, try one more time, and continue believing, even when only a very small part of you refused to surrender. Do not underestimate that. Many people can appear strong when everything is favorable, but you learned how to persevere while having no guarantee that tomorrow would be better. That perseverance has not been meaningless. It is carrying you toward a time when you will no longer need to prove yourself to anyone, because the results of your journey will speak on your behalf. Now is the time to step out of the shadows fear created around you. The light of which I speak is not a place without obstacles, but a state in which you clearly see who you are and no longer allow the doubts of others to determine your next steps. You do not need to wait for everyone's approval before giving yourself permission to move forward. Nor do you need to become perfect before you deserve a new beginning. Carry with you everything you have learned, including the wounds that have become wisdom, and move forward calmly. Being unstoppable does not mean that you must run quickly or defeat everyone around you. It means that even when you encounter rejection, you do not abandon your worth. Even when someone turns away, you do not turn away from your meaningful purpose. And even when the road changes, you continue searching for a suitable way forward. Being undeniable does not mean loudly declaring who you are. It means that your presence, conduct, and results will become evidence that no judgment can erase. Therefore, pause for a moment and listen deeply, because what is about to be revealed may change the way you see your entire past. The months when you felt held back were not merely a period of loss. They trained your eyes to recognize what is genuine among countless impressive promises, taught you to distinguish sincere people from those who appear only when you are useful to them, and helped you understand that your worth should not be placed in the hands of people whose attitudes constantly change. What you considered a delay may have protected you from choices that were not yet right for you. What you called failure may have led you away from a path that could never have brought you peace. Some doors closed, not because you were inadequate, but because what lay behind them did not contain a future worthy of your growth. When you look back with new eyes, you will realize that even your most difficult days quietly contributed to the person standing here now. Your name has been mentioned in places you cannot yet see, but do not interpret this as a promise that everything will automatically be completed without any action from you. When an opportunity involving you is discussed, it is also a call for you to prepare for the responsibilities that accompany it. Someone may be remembering your abilities, a door may be under consideration, an idea may be finding its way back to you, or an encounter may soon place you before an important choice. Whatever form it takes, you must be ready to recognize it. Do not allow fear to make you refuse before you have heard everything. Do not remove yourself from an opportunity merely because you have never done anything similar before. You can learn, ask questions, prepare, and improve while you move forward. No one begins a new journey holding every answer. What you need is the honesty to recognize what you still lack, the humility to accept guidance, and the courage not to run, merely because you are standing before something greater than your present abilities. Perhaps even now, you feel a heaviness in your chest or a brief shiver passing through you as you read these words. I do not want you to panic. or assume that every physical reaction is a mystical sign. Sometimes it is simply emotion awakening when you hear something that touches the part of yourself you once kept hidden. Genuine confirmation is not found in a passing sensation, but in what happens afterward. Do you become clearer? Do you recover your courage? Are you willing to make healthier choices? Proper guidance will not make you dependent upon fear. It will lead you back to peace, responsibility, and the ability to make your own decisions. I do not want you to remain because you believe you will be punished if you leave. I want you to remain committed to your purpose, to the promises you once made to yourself, and to the better version of yourself you are gradually becoming. The angels do not need to threaten you in order to gain your attention, and I do not use urgency to take away your freedom of choice. Nevertheless, I must remind you that there are times when you should no longer remain asleep within delay. No one else will live your life for you. No one can walk through the door with your feet, and no sign can replace concrete action. Your only opportunity is not the few seconds during which you read a message. It is the moment when you decide that you will no longer live under the authority of words that once made you feel small. That opportunity is present whenever you choose to speak the truth, establish a boundary, complete something you have delayed, apply for the position you once feared was beyond your ability, or leave an environment that is steadily destroying your confidence. That is how the veil is lifted. Not through an overwhelming spectacle, but through one conscious decision after another, revealing the path that has been before you all along. When that veil opens, what you see will not necessarily be material wealth, fame, or immediate recognition. First, you will see that the power to choose has always belonged to you. You will realize that certain things meant for you cannot be taken by anyone else because they are your dignity, your ability to learn, your perseverance, your compassion, and your right to build a new future. Others may delay one opportunity, but they cannot lock every door. They may doubt you, but their doubts cannot alter the potential you have not yet used. They may deny your efforts, but they cannot prevent you from continuing to grow. When you understand this, you will stop waiting for permission. You do not need to fight everyone who misunderstood you. Let them keep their opinions while you use your energy to build what they once considered impossible. Refusing to delay does not mean acting recklessly. Refusing denial does not mean ignoring reality. Your destiny is not a sentence written in advance that frees you from responsibility. It is shaped through the small choices you repeat every day. Therefore, carefully examine what stands before you. What genuinely aligns with your values? What only appears attractive because you are eager to prove something? Choose the path that creates lasting growth, rather than the path that merely offers a brief feeling of victory. True light does not blind you. It helps you see more clearly. Genuine success does not turn you into a strain to yourself. It allows the best qualities within you to become more fully expressed. If a door requires you to sacrifice your peace, dignity, or honesty, it is not the road I want you to enter, my child. This is the beginning of a movement that starts within you. It begins when you change the way you speak about yourself and stop repeating the diminishing words others planted in you. It grows when you stop apologizing for your presence and enter a room with humility without making yourself smaller. It expands when you act consistently, develop your abilities, care for your health, fulfill your responsibilities, and choose to remain near people who respect the goodness within you. Then one day, you will look back and realize that your life did not change within only one moment. It began changing from the moment you decided that you would no longer betray your worth. Step into the light calmly, not to place yourself above others, but to become the fullest person you were created to be. I am beside you through every discerning step, and from this day forward, do not allow any voice to become louder than the truth that you still possess the ability to begin, again rise, and create a future no longer governed by fear. You have grown beyond the limitations that once held you back, and I will not allow you to return to a smaller version of yourself, merely so that you can remain comfortable in a place that no longer fits. My beloved child, what is moving around you is not punishment, nor is it evidence that you have taken the wrong road. It is preparation. I am leading you toward a space where your words are heard with respect, where your presence is no longer disregarded, and where the abilities I placed within you can be recognized according to their true value. You spent too much time shrinking yourself, adjusting your light to suit people who were not ready to receive it, and remaining silent to preserve outward calm. But stability purchased through the loss of yourself is not the peace I desire for you. I am calling you to step beyond the old mold, not so that you will become unfamiliar to yourself, but so that you can finally live as the person you have quietly grown to become. I see the anxiety that arises whenever you think about leaving what is familiar. I know that a part of you still wants to hold on to what once gave you a sense of safety, even though deep within you understand that it no longer nurtures your growth. You fear the empty spaces that have not yet been filled, the roads without guarantees, and the early days of having to begin again. But hear me clearly, what is familiar is not always what is right. Some places protected you during one stage of your life, but eventually became ceilings too low for your new height. Some relationships helped you survive loneliness, but later required you to continually seek permission to be yourself. Some jobs, habits, or environments have completed their purpose, and continuing to cling to them is no longer gratitude. It may become delay. I am not asking you to deny what was once good. I only want you to recognize that when a chapter has been completed, it should be closed with appreciation, so that your hands will be free enough to receive what is coming. You are not being pushed forward blindly. I am teaching you to trust guidance greater than your present vision. You can see only a few steps ahead, while I can see the entire road, every turning point, the people you will meet, and the opportunities waiting in the place that is right for you. When I urge you to change, it does not mean that you must act recklessly. I want you to prepare with awareness, put what is necessary in order, fulfill your responsibilities, and proceed with maturity. Genuine faith is not closing your eyes and running away from the old place. It is listening, observing, and acting courageously when something within you recognizes that the season has ended. The place you are approaching will not be free from difficulty, but it will be an environment where your efforts produce appropriate results, and where you will not need to fight continually, simply to have your value acknowledged. Something has been prepared for you that your present position cannot contain. The gift within you has not disappeared, nor do you lack the ability to move forward. Often, what delays you is not your capacity, but the place in which you are attempting to grow. Even a good seed will struggle to germinate when planted in unsuitable soil. That does not mean the soil is bad. It simply was not created to nurture the kind of tree you are becoming. Your current environment may once have been sufficient. It may have helped you learn and given you valuable experiences. But now, it is no longer wide enough for your new vision, deep enough for your new responsibilities, or open enough for what I placed within you to develop fully. That is why you feel restless. Not because you are ungrateful, but because the deepest part of you has recognized that another door is opening. That stirring may appear through a feeling that you no longer belong in a place that was once deeply familiar. It may come when you begin to view old circumstances differently, or through dreams that cause you to think about a new city, a new job, a new home, or a new community. At times, you may realize that conversations that once excited you no longer offer anything meaningful. At other times, you may feel as though you are standing still, even though you have grown tremendously within. Do not immediately label all of these feelings as anxiety. Sit quietly with yourself and distinguish between fear and guidance. Fear makes you shrink, panic, and want to escape immediately. Guidance makes you more serious, clearer, and willing to begin preparing for the next step even while you remain nervous. When change comes from the right place, it does not erase every concern, but it gives you a persistent conviction that you cannot continue living as before. You have repeatedly prayed for an answer, confirmation, and a clear path. Yet whenever a sign appeared, you wanted it to feel completely comfortable before you were willing to trust it. My beloved child, an answer sometimes arrives in the form of an inconvenience that prevents you from remaining asleep. It may be an old door closing, a plan that no longer moves forward, or a powerful awareness that you need to change direction. I am not removing something good in order to hurt you. I am releasing you from what has become too small for what is approaching. Some blessings cannot find you while you continue hiding in a place that no longer carries the correct address for your new season. This is not because blessings are distributed randomly, but because opportunities often meet you at the point where preparation, ability, and circumstances converge. I am repositioning you so that the right connections, the right resources, and the right work can recognize you. Look back over the past 6 months and honestly acknowledge that you are no longer the same person. The way you think has changed. What you are willing to accept has changed. The boundaries you establish have become clearer. You are no longer easily satisfied with promises unsupported by action, no longer willing to repeat cycles that leave you exhausted, and no longer able to pretend that everything is fine. When you know within yourself that you are being called Father, that is not rebellion. It is evidence of growth. You have learned to respect your time, energy, and abilities. That is why what once fit comfortably now feels restrictive. Do not blame yourself for changing. Growth will always cause certain old things to become unsuitable. If these words are touching the deepest part of you, transform your agreement into a concrete action rather than allowing it to end as a passing emotion. Write down what you need to release. Complete the application for a new opportunity. Research the place you wish to go, establish a deadline, or begin the conversation you have postponed for too long. Faith is not expressed only through words, it is demonstrated through quiet preparation that others have not yet seen. You do not need to announce every plan. Protect what is forming until it becomes strong enough. Every small step taken with discernment will reduce your fear, because clarity often emerges while you are already beginning to move.